I'm gonna I'm gonna start off with this, just talking. Hi, I'm Alice's boyfriend, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about something. It's about philosophy and about William James and what he said. William James said that basically, yeah, I like that ideal of William James. That we should have a philosophy that invigorates us, that gives us something to believe. It gives us a reason. See, a belief. The real purpose of a belief is how does it serve you? I think that was one of the things I had said before, and somebody on one of my other channels commented on it. They said that when I mentioned that if a belief is working for you, then just stay with it. Stay with a belief that works for you. But they would say something like, "Oh well, yeah, but if you believe the wrong things, you could wind up hurting people, killing people, whatever." You know, that's a good point. That's a good point. Should you continue to believe something if it's hurting you? Should you continue to believe things? But you know what? Let's stop and think for a moment. In this country, we might believe, let's say, if we go out and fight in war, we're actually got guns and bullets and whatnot, and we're firing at people. And we may believe that we're doing the right thing because those people are the enemy and they're doing bad things. But yet here we are doing the same thing. And people may say, yeah, but it's different in our case because, you know, we are the right ones. We have democracy and they're just a bunch of heathens and whatnot. It's always that way. You can always question things. I think what is important to me is that you always review what it is, just like William James said. Review what it is. Every so often, stop and review your beliefs. Yeah, we believe something. You just don't believe and believe and believe and believe and never look back at it. You believe things, but every so often you do a kind of like, I guess for lack of a better way to put it, a reality check. Are we really doing it right? Are we really, examine what the leaders are saying. Examine what you're following. Examine the books that you're looking at, and examine what is this doing for my life? How is it helping me? I was thinking about what this guy was saying in this video when he mentioned the fact that he asked the science person, well, what about E equals MC squared? Do you believe, what does that do for you? And the guy says, well, nothing. It doesn't do anything. That's right. It doesn't really do anything for you. Even if something is true, even if it's a fact, it's not doing anything. If you know that Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world, or let's say K2 is the tallest mountain, if you actually learn that, and even if it's correct, what is it doing for you? If you know that Sacramento is the capital of the state of California, what is that doing? The fact that something is a fact doesn't mean anything. Facts for fact's sake becomes pointless. It may be a fact, it may be true, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't give your life any meaning or purpose. But what you believe, if it gives your life a meaning and a purpose, that's what counts. Now, can you be sure that anything you do isn't going to be harming other people? Because I think our big fear is that we're going to become Jim Jones type people. We're going to wind up, doing the Jim Jones thing, or we're going to wind up doing the David Koresh thing, or we're going to wind up doing the Marshall Applewhite Heaven's Gate thing. That's our big fear. That's what we're afraid of. That's what we're scared of. We're afraid that one day we're going to do some really, really horrible thing. And we don't stop and think that, well, maybe we're not going to do some harm. We can always question everything we do. You might do something. Let's say you work in a company, you produce a product, and that product is used to harm other people. If you discover that, but at the same time you need this job, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What decision are you going to make? Are you going to keep that job? Are you going to quit the job? Are you going to decide to become moral about it? What are you going to do? That's the question. That's something to think about. Let me stop right here.